Felt real good about the guys. They had a great week of practice. They've really been gelling these last 3 weeks. I feel like it's gotten a little better each week, and it was nice to put a full game together today. I mean, today, the first drive, I thought we got our run game going. We had a few big plays, and we scored in the red zone. So I think when you do that, it's a big difference.
Hi, Alejandro Zúñiga from Grupo Imagen. Sorry, Coach. Alejandro Zúñiga from Grupo Imagen. 2 questions. The first one is, the 49ers looks like the home team. Which is your message for the Mexican fans? And a second, in your opinion, with the international games, do you think the teams lost the advantage to be local? The local team?
What was the last part? To be a local team?
Yeah.
Man, I love San Francisco, but if we couldn't be there, I would love to be here. This place is awesome.
No, it's that was one of the coolest experiences I've been a part of. I mean, it was so neat last year going to playing in LA and seeing a whole red stadium in a stadium that wasn't yours, and then coming a lot farther to Mexico City and it being just the same. We were told it might be like that, but it was even better than we expected. And everywhere I've gone in Mexico, we've been given love like that. And then to feel here in Mexico City, it was so cool. I didn't know exactly how it was going to be, but I mean, when they're booing the other team coming out and cheering for us, I mean, and we're this far away from home, I thought that was pretty special. And just coming in the hotel last night, our players felt it. We've been in Colorado getting ready for this altitude and just focusing on that. And then we got here late last night, and you really started to hit us how special it was. Just walking in the hotel, seeing everyone, leaving to the game today, seeing the people on the streets, and then walking in that stadium. It was one of my favorite games to be a part of.
Over here. It's similar questions about the Mexican crowd. Did you expect that? Did you expect the Mexican crowd, all the support and all the cheering on your team? And how did you receive that support from the spectacle you offer for all the crowd?
No, it was special. It really was. And it's, I go back to, I always talked about our Mexican fan base, that I noticed how strong they were when we went to New Orleans like 4 years ago. And I saw videos of them in Bourbon Street after we won and doing things like that. And then just every time I travel to see it. And to come here, it was very special. And I was a little worried that with football not being here a lot, that they were going to cheer on third down a lot and stuff. And when we had the ball, which we normally don't like, but they weren't like that. They knew exactly what to do. They cheered at the right times, and it was a great football experience.
Hi, Kyle. Sorry. As obsessive head coach about the details, as a strategic mastermind, how do you feel at this point of the season with the way that Jimmy Garoppolo is running your offense?
I think Jimmy's doing a great job. I think Jimmy always has. When Jimmy's been healthy out there, we've had our guys around him. I think he plays at a very high level, and I think he did that today as good as he has. So we're very fortunate to have him.
Gildardo Figueroa, pausa de los 2 minutos. Your father coach here in 1997 with the Denver Broncos. Did he tell you something about this stadium and Mexican fans?
I just remember watching that game. I think it was a preseason game. I remember each team got an honorary player. I remember Marcos Martos, I think, was the receiver that got to play with the Broncos. So I've always watched that stuff growing up, and to be here for a regular season game and to be a part of it, again, I appreciate that they allowed me to do it. It was awesome.
Here. Kyle.
Manolo Rivera from Frecuencia SEM. I have 2 questions. The first one is, what was the most difficult challenge for you and the team to come here to Mexico City, even though you got the win? And the second one, it's, what would you say to all the youth and all the children like Alfredo Gutierrez and all the Mexicans that one day aspire to be in the place of Christian McCaffrey, Jimmy G, or even your place?
The toughest thing was altitude. And then once we got here, I'd say the hardest thing was our last bus. The escort got lost. So we had a bunch of players and coaches show up about 40 minutes later than usual. But once they got here, it was all good. Walking up that long tunnel was tough. But besides that, For the kids out here, I mean, I don't know how much football they play out here, but I know you guys play a lot of soccer, which you guys call football, but football is a great sport. And, I mean, we only have people who grow up doing it a ton in America, and you've seen everyone do it everywhere else with baseball and basketball, always soccer. And we need players. So the more guys work, I mean, we'll start having a lot more in our league.
Over here, coach. Over here. Did you know that 3 of the 4 teams that won in Mexico finished that season playing the Super Bowl?
I did not know that.
How about that?
Let's keep that going. We should have it here.
Kyle, last year the turning point for the season seemed to be that game, November 15th, versus the Rams at home, Monday night. You had that win, you were 3-5. The season turned around completely. You went all the way to the Super Bowl, to the NFC Championship, of course. The last few weeks, you guys seem to be clicking. You guys seem to be mustering some momentum. Does it feel like you have this path again? Does it feel like the atmosphere is changing that can take you all the way to a good playoff run?
I mean, I feel like we're playing better football each week, and that is the goal. I mean, you want to get better as the season goes. I feel like we're doing that right now. But I don't compare things much to the year before. I mean, you have situations you've always been through that you go back to, but I know when you come down and you have a big win like this, especially with this atmosphere and how exciting it is, some of the biggest challenge, because it's emotional, drains people the next week, and that's what we got to be careful for. I mean, we got a real tough team coming next week. It's going to be a short week, just getting back late tomorrow morning, not to mention mixing in Thanksgiving in there. So we're going to have a little bit of fun, but not too much, because you have good ones like this, and but if you don't keep winning, then they don't matter.
Coach, right to your left. You mentioned that you're playing better week after week, but what is the difference that you've noticed from before you had Christian McCaffrey and now that you have used? Do you notice that your offense has even more possibilities on the field?
Yes, I mean Christian. We've had some good running backs, and we have a lot of good running backs, I believe, not just Christian. But Christian is a little bit different in the pass game and stuff, and we've had guys good in the pass game, but we've never had a guy like him. And just this consistency that when you call plays for other people trying to go downfield, just hitting it back on a check down with their hands and stuff, and how many yards you can get from that, it makes you a lot more efficient. And these last 3 weeks have been great.
Kyle, about the offensive line, the right side behaved pretty well tonight. You only had one holding. That was one of the things that was really like kind of making noise on the offensive. It also gave you the time for making a more passing offense that it wouldn't be normal on these conditions. How you feel about it?
I thought our O-line played real well today. I think they've been doing a hell of a job. That situation, I didn't see the call, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but got us into one bad situation, ended up being a 1st and 20, and we didn't end up moving the chains there, but defense held it out, and we got it right back, and I think we went on a scoring drive the next time. But I've been real happy with our O-line. That's a defense that they attack you, so I know the score went that way, but I got a lot of respect for their defense. I mean, they've always been tough with us. I mean, that was our, I think, we didn't win. They swept us last year, and I think we won one the year before. So they've always been tough for us. They play tough man-to coverage. They put 6 bigs out there a lot, which discourages you from running. It really challenged our guys, just that we had to make a little bit more plays than we made against these guys in the past, and we did. Last year we came out very similar, pretty aggressive throwing the ball, and we missed a number of opportunities to get way behind. We had 2 drives that were similar to that today, but the defense, I think they only scored a field goal when those 2 happened, and we were able to get right back into it. So it was similar to how it started out last year, but we were able to flip it and play some good ball.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.